Welcome everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be responding to questions from the community. So I put up this community post where I just said, do you have any questions you want to ask me? It can be anything crypto related. I want to do a Q&A video for New Year, so leave a question that you want answered. So I've got a few questions here and I'm going to go through them all. So the first person I'm going to be responding to is Amazel. Shout out to him. He's in the Telegram group and he's quite active there. So the first thing is, what are your goals with the channel / community for next year? So what I want to do with the channel is effectively make it as like a good source of passive income for myself. Now that I've become like monetized on YouTube, I make a bit of money here, but as you can tell, like I'm a very small channel, so it's not a lot. But what's nice about like crypto YouTube and finance is that you get paid more than like say a gaming channel. For a gaming channel, you might get paid like $1 for 1,000 views, where I'm getting paid like up to $9. But of course this is like December as well, so I expect these rates to get cut in half because all of the advertisers like spend a lot more money during December. So you might actually see some YouTubers spam like a ton of videos during December in order to take advantage of that, and that's fair play to them. Like I would be as well. It's just I don't have that much motivation to actually put out as many videos, but I'll definitely be trying to get 3 or 4 videos out a week come January, February, March, and then when it comes to like next summer, I'll be pumping them out like maybe twice a day. But the goal is, of course, to like grow this as much as possible. But I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that sort of does like check out this 100x altcoin, because I think that erodes trust over time when that coin doesn't 100x, and I think it's a bit shilly. Like there are a lot of crypto YouTubers out there, like I get the same emails these guys do to talk about projects. But I haven't ever taken it, and if I ever do like shill stuff to you guys, I'll make sure I tell you, and I'll also give away that money that I get from shilling, because I don't really want that to be sort of associated with my channel, if you know what I mean, especially when one of these things rugs. So best trade of the year, I think for me it would have to have been, I think Rune was a really good one for me. I typically don't hold these positions for like a long time. I tend to have like a trend following approach to trading, so I don't just buy and hold. So I tend to have a trend following approach for trading. I don't just buy and hold and hope that I will do well, because holding a bag during like a bull market is one of the worst things you can do. Say for example you held Atom throughout this bull run, it's only up like maybe 200-300% this year, whilst you've had things like Solana 10x. So that's my approach to that. I bought roughly around here at $1 and then sold at about this part here. Like I missed a later run of Rune, but that was fine for me. I still made good gains. And then worst trade of the year. So I have PTSD from this. So this comes back to, I want to say May area, where I lost a good chunk of my portfolio, like roughly about 40% of it over the course of like 2 days. Now that's partly because I was levered, partly because I think everyone lost that much money if you didn't like go into stablecoins beforehand. So Curve Finance, I bought it at $3.50, and then the next day it dumped all the way down to like about here is where I roughly sold. So that's minus 44%. I expect you guys remember what May was like. A lot of leverage traders got wiped. I know some notable people on crypto Twitter got like basically almost wiped as well. I lost a lot of money there. So I was very bullish Curve in the sense that I knew that the tokenomics were amazing. Convex was like in its very early stages and they were locking up a ton of Curve, and I understood how important it was. So I was like, you know what, Curve is probably going to teleport to like $10. And it didn't teleport to $10. It teleported all the way down to $1. And then since then, it's not really done that well. But Curve is one of those tokens where you don't trade it for the price action. You have to make it productive. And if you want to trade, a Curve like derivative, then you're probably better off using Convex. But yeah, that was probably my worst trade of this year. So I typically don't take big L's like this, because like I said, I have a systematic trend following approach. So the biggest losses I usually take will be up to 15 to 20%, usually a lot lower than that. So 44% was a bit of a hit for me. So high and low price predictions for Sol next year. So I'm not going to be doing any price predictions, but I might do like a market cap prediction, because I don't know like what the price would be. I like to think of it more in terms of like market cap. So Sol went from like, sub $1 billion market cap to around $70 billion. What's the current? Yeah, so it's about 57 right now. So that's still a pretty phenomenal return. So if we continue the super cycle and things just continue to go up and up and up, then $200 billion easy, I think could be achieved by Solana, as it's one of the top smart contract chains. However, what worries about me with Solana is the fact that a lot of VCs are involved and they're up, massive multiples. So I'm not talking about the crypto native VCs. Those guys have like diamond hands. I'm talking about the VCs who got in through maybe being LPs in Multicoin Capital, like Chamath is. Him and his boys, they don't care about Solana, they don't care about Ethereum. Like, I think they're all Bitcoin maxis, and they're using this simply as like a trading vehicle to make more money. So those guys don't have diamond hands, and once things like start to stutter with Solana, once prices start to downtrend, you can be almost 100% sure they're going to sell their bags as well, and it's going to be a race to a bottom for these guys. So if Solana traced all the way back down to like $1 billion, I could easily see that happening. So what will be the biggest themes for next year? So in terms of themes, I think we'll see all of the smart contract platforms continue to do extremely well. So Ethereum, Binance, Solana, Cardano, Terra, Polkadot, Avalanche, Polygon. Basically, the top 10 will be filled up with stablecoins and smart contract platforms. Things like Dogecoin are going to continue to bleed. XRP is going to, like, guys, just don't even bother wasting your time with XRP. Things like Litecoin as well, I don't want to see in the top 20 anymore. Bitcoin Cash, we can banish that from the top 100. Tron, Justin Sun has left that, so that's basically dead in the water. But yeah, smart contract platforms for the most part should continue to do well. I think people have seen the truth when it came to Ethereum, and they just want to be early to other chains. And if you've been early to Solana, you made a lot of money. Early to Terra, you made a lot of money. So yeah, smart contract blockchain should be doing well. And I think there will be a gaming trend as well. So we've already seen Axie Infinity pump, but I think we'll see others pump as well. Maybe Ori on Solana. There'll be other games on Ethereum as well, like Illuvium, I think. But the thing with gaming and all of the gaming projects is that I don't think they're sustainable long term. Basically, they require more and more people to come in, and when those numbers retract, then the amount that you're earning playing those games is going to decrease as well. So if you think about it, a typical game's life cycle lasts like 1 year, 18 months, possibly 2, depending on how popular it is. Of course, there are other legacy games out there who have lasted a while, but let's be real, like, no one's playing Axie Infinity because it's fun. They're playing it because you get paid to play it. Will Axie Infinity be relevant in 5 years? Probably not. Will most of these crypto games be relevant in 5 years? Almost certainly not. So just don't get caught holding the bag with those. So one of my favorite information sources for crypto, so crypto Twitter, a lot comes along my timeline that I like to read. A lot of intelligent people out there that you can only access via Twitter. Reddit's pretty good as well, but only ETH Finance, like, they heavily moderate what's posted there, so you won't get people just complaining about gas fees. You won't get people complaining about like arbitrary things that don't really matter. You have a lot of intelligent discussion there, so I really like it there. I watch a lot of crypto YouTube as well. So there are a few crypto YouTubers that I like watching, like Taiki, Calculator Guy, Dynamo DeFi. Like, those are good channels. I recommend that you go ahead and subscribe to them. And what are my favorite podcasts? My favorite podcasts, Uncommon Core, as Hazu and Suzu. Hazu is a crypto researcher. Suzu is like one of the richest guys in crypto right now. And you also say When Discord. It's probably never going to happen from me. It requires a lot of time and effort to set up a Discord and moderate it, and I just don't think I have the energy for doing that. I'm just going to stick with Telegram for now. So If you want to join my Telegram group, I'm quite active there. I just don't want to be permanently online to discuss things on Discord and become a moderator there. So Proof of Work asks, are there any other chains you interact with apart from Solana? If yes, which ones? So I interact with Ethereum. So I have interacted with Ethereum a bit, just playing around with the layer 2s. I've been branching out to Polygon and Near as well, but I really want to start exploring Polkadot and Kusama. I want to see the potential that these ecosystems have, because they're going for a very similar approach to Ethereum with their layer 2s. So ETH layer 2s are very similar to Polkadot parachains, if you think about it. So I want to see what's going on in those ecosystems. Are you into NFTs? Would love something in that area. I made a couple of videos talking about how to buy NFTs and NFTs that I was looking at. I might have to redo some videos just talking about how exactly to buy them, because I was using worse equipment back then, so my voice is kind of scratchy. Now that I've got a new microphone, my voice is buttery smooth, so I might be remaking a lot of videos on this channel. I really like your content on Solana. Is there any other chains you're farming on? So as I talked about before, those are some other chains. I'm going to be taking a look at Near as well. I made a video on Christmas that you can check out, where I talk about Near and its potential. So Jaffa Holic Shark asks, what is your favorite platform / farm on Solana, and what are some of the best Sol long-term strategies? So my favorite platform by far has to be Frankium. So Frankium is a leverage yield farming platform. I've made so many videos talking about it. So here, lending APY highlights, so you can just get single-sided yield on collateral that you deposit here. So you can get, 7% on USDC, 10% on Sol. Extremely good rates on Ray, for example. So that's like 94%. Atlas is currently giving you 115%. GenoPets 188%. DeFi Land 218%. And the leveraged yield farming that you can do here as well. You can get some pretty insane APYs. And the different farming strategies that you can take on. So you can do a pseudo delta neutral strategy. So that's basically stablecoin yields, and all of the different ways that you can set up leveraged farming positions on Frankium is just great. And the fact is, right, Frankium, they don't have a token. There's no incentive to use Frankium whatsoever, other than the fact that it's good. And the first videos that I made on Frankium, like the TVR was like pathetically low. Like I was extremely early to Frankium. I think that it's probably one of the best platforms here on Solana. So in terms of the best like Sol yield farming strategies, in terms of long term, there isn't going to be anything super long term that you can do. You can just bounce around between Frankium, Tulip, various different money markets just to get the best yield on your Sol. I don't think it really makes any sense to stake your Sol unless you're doing liquid staking, but just simply staking your Sol, that's just no sense to doing it if you're just looking for yield. But if you want to help support the network, then go ahead. But if you want to help support the network, you might as well do liquid staking anyway, get the yield, and then still use it as collateral to trade against or get extra yield on it. Like MSOL, you're already getting like 6-7% a year, but you can get an additional 1.22% by putting it into Frankium. So the Lorax asks, favorite yield earning strategies on Sol for bull versus bear market. So I think in a bull market, just going from different pools here on Solana. So like you could provide liquidity in like an Aldrin pool, for example, or a Saber pool, or Sunny Aggregator, or some of the vaults they have on Tulip. Bear market yields are going to get crushed massively. So I think just staking with Marinade Finance and, getting liquid staking is probably just your best bet. So mate Christoph asks, do you know any use cases of Pi apart from USDC LP and port finance lending? No, you've basically nailed it there. Yeah, you can LP with it, or you can like lend it out at different places. So Nicholas E asks, do you have any methods for keeping track of crypto investments? So I just have a spreadsheet on Excel. Manoj Kumar asks, can you try using Spookyswap? So, there are a lot of people out there talking about Spookyswap, lots of different tutorials out there as well. I might start exploring Phantom next year. So that brings me on to the last thing, right? So for next year, I'll be looking to do some more multi-chain content, So for next year, I'll be looking to do some more multi-chain content. I'll be doing more things than just talking about Solana, although I will always continue to talk about Solana because this is what I built my base on. But you'll have more videos talking about like Near, about Polkadot, about Phantom, about Polygon. I'm really bullish Polygon, for example. They're doing really great work to help scale Ethereum. So they're doing lots of roll-up work, Ethereum layer 2 stuff, so Arbitrum, Optimism. Once they stop throttling themselves and make fees cheaper, then we'll start taking a look at that more. There's a lot of like Ethereum based stuff that I wanted to talk about, like the curve wars and what's going on there and all the different players in the curve wars. Wrecked Food Farmer does some good videos on that, but I want to explore it a little bit more. There are a couple of projects that I really like. DopeX, for example, I'm very bullish on. Not that this is financial advice, but I think they have a really cool product there. Thorchain as well. I think Thorchain is extremely underrated because it will probably become like the bridge across every chain out there. Thorchain, I think, is extremely underrated. You guys know that Thorchain is actually like a layer 1 in itself. So you'll be able to build lots of different products on top of Thorchain. Right now you only have DEXs, but I imagine you'll be able to build money markets as well. Imagine being able to use like Litecoin, for example, as collateral to trade against in a perpetual futures DEX built on top of Thorchain. You know, there's a lot of potential there. And there's a lot of cool stuff being built out on that ecosystem. So I definitely want to talk more about it.